So it's Bob at Moonlight Meadows. I'm out here with the steers and the bull calves and a couple of adult bulls. We had a pretty good freeze last night, so I drained down the water line. And now I'm bringing back my portable water trough. Gonna set that up. And everybody's kind of curious. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi guys. And the older bulls, they're not so curious. They're just grazing away, enjoying the sunshine. It got cold last night. I think it dipped below 23, maybe around 21. And the worst of it was down that temperature for, I don't know, below freezing for 10 or 12 hours. Just enough to freeze up our water, I think. So yeah, I spent a day over here draining down all the water and setting up 100-gallon tanks. You can see the cattle still have their winter coats on. Some have a little bit of that rub mark on them. That'll go away here as soon as it gets a little bit warmer, about 70 degrees. So we have about 4 registerable purebred or full-blood bulls in this group, and then the rest are steers. We got one that's a commercial. It might be him right there, that M11, who's really nice. He would make somebody a really nice bull, even if he's not registered. Some are smaller. They were born later. They're all pretty good. We banded them about 2 weeks ago, and real soon here their testicles will drop off, and except for the ones we didn't band, of course. And I got the vet coming tomorrow to do a bull soundness exam on our adult bulls before we get into the breeding season. And I'm looking to buy a new bull. I think this year we're good. That would be our number 1 bull, and he's a hunk of meat. We'll get another year out of him, and then I'll be looking for some different bloodlines, and hopefully we'll get a nice bull and be an attribute to the livestock. So this field here is about 26 acres in all, and it goes way down there to the woods, and then it goes all the way out to the road out that way. We're gonna let them graze it a little bit. There's not a whole lot in here. They're grazing on a little bit of whatever's left. Then I'll mow it, and in about 3 weeks we're going to plant Sorghum Sudan grass in here. I think that will give us plenty of forage this summer, and that gets planted once the ground temperature reaches about 60 degrees, and it's very prolific. It'll give us a lot of forage. And why that's important is the other half of this field, it's about 12 acres or 13 acres on each side of this divisional fence that runs down through here. And about a week or so ago, maybe 10 days ago, I planted a sheep pasture mix in here. We drilled it in with a no-till drill, an Esch no-till drill, and it's going to need a little time to keep the animals off it so they're not pulling up the roots when they eat it. So while that's getting established, this Sorghum Sudan grass will be quite prolific and give us more than enough food to offset the loss from the 13 acres on the other side of this divisional fence. And in our rotation, it's not a big deal. I've got about 12 cows that we're looking to sell right now. Cows, heifers, and two 2024 calves. And all the adults were exposed to a bull from July 1st of 24 to March 1st of 25. So they all should be bred. All the cows had proven themselves, and they all should be bred. Same with the first year heifers. So yeah, that's our bull steer herd. Got the vet coming tomorrow. I'm going to take all the steers and put them back in with the cows and the sheep. And there's our other adult bull, 910. And what we'll do is we'll put the steers back in with the cow herd, and then I intend to get the sheep over here with the bulls. Actually, they'll be in a different pasture, one that's much more established. So the sheep can lamb with the bulls, and then that way the young stock isn't chasing the lambs around or stepping on them. There's only 2 bulls. We'll give them plenty of space, and hopefully we won't have any casualties. It rained here quite a bit in the last couple days, and they're talking about more rain the next 3 days. I see 816 sinking in a little bit down there. I got that water point. I'm going to move that. It's in a low spot because it's going to rain for a couple more days starting tomorrow. We'll put that on a little higher ground, and that way it won't get all mucked up down there. So there you have it, early April. We're watching the grass come on strong in some of our fields. Over here, you know, it's starting to come in. Planted some rye in there last year, ryegrass, cereal rye, some oats, and some daikon radishes. And we didn't get a whole lot out of the oats and the daikon radishes, but it was so dry after we planted. But I am optimistic about the sorghum Sudan grass, and think that's going to be a real winner. Once we sow that in, we'll graze it over the summer. And what's nice about that is it comes on in strong late in the summer when the rest of the grass is kind of petering out. And then we'll cut it down low and drill rye into it, cereal rye, over winter. And then next spring we're going to plant a pasture mix. So this is a couple years to get this 26 acres squared away, but it needs a little help. It doesn't get the animal impact over the winter, and yeah, it was row crop land just a couple years ago. Had corn in here. So there you have it, signing out on this beautiful April day, and got to go get the water turned on for got 2 other groups. All right, adios.